Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm sharing some common essential oil mistakes. But first, before we get started, I have 2 essential oil accessories that I want to share with you that are just my faves right now. First is Fume, that I talk about all the time. Very simple essential oil inhaler. You just put your essential oils on this little core, the little white piece. They come saturated too. And then you breathe in and breathe out. It's really simple. It doesn't change the state of the oils, and a lot of people have been using this to stop smoking. How cool is that? That is amazing. They are really giving back to their community. They give back to an orphanage in Kenya, and Fume is just an amazing company as a whole. So anyways, I will put the link to shop them in the description. Next thing are my essential oil jewelries. The most popular one are ring stacks that all come with this wooden little beaded ring, and then various color rings. We have different stones. There's a chakra set, and then I just will be listing these soon. I just got these. These are like metallic lava beads, and they're beautiful. I love the multicolored one and the copper one, but my Etsy shop will be linked in the description as well. Okay, I did this video when I first started with essential oils, and it was good, but I feel like I know more now, so I can add more value to the video now. I have 11 mistakes that a lot of people use when using essential oils, especially when you're first starting out. So the first one is safety, and is specifically with kids and pets. So oils should always be diluted. I'll put a chart here for dilution rates and percentage. So depending on the age, that's how you dilute the oil. And then essential oils with dogs. I will put here a list of essential oils to avoid with dogs. We have a 2-year-old, almost 2-year-old Aussie Doodle, and we were using oils before she came into our lives, and so we've always used them around her. I don't use them topically, but we do diffuse around her. We kind of, if I'm using a new oil that I haven't used before, which is rare, I just know the ones that I like now, but if we're using something new, I just watch for a reaction. If she goes out of the room or tries to avoid it, then I just don't diffuse that one around her. So just kind of watch and see, check for reactions, and reactions could be like redness in the eyes, drooling, vomiting, anything like that. Like I said, we've never had any problems, and I will put that list in the description of oils to avoid around dogs. But for the most part, if you're using a great high quality brand, you shouldn't have any issues. And Young Living does have essential oils for dogs, so they're not to be avoided completely. There are just a few that are deemed unsafe around dogs. Cats are a different story, and they are very sensitive, so there's a larger list and just some more precautions to take around cats. But I can't really speak to that too much just because we don't have a cat currently, but for dogs, that is the guideline we've gone. Another safety issue, citrus oils are phototoxic, so they create photosensitivity. If you put on a citrus oil and go right into the sun, you might get a rash. You probably will get a rash. It just causes a reaction on your skin. So if you want to use like lemon or orange or a citrus oil in like a face serum, just put it on at night so that you're not putting it on and then just going right outside. The next safety issue is some oils are hot oils. So like cinnamon, and they're spicy oils, and they have a maximum dermal rate. So the cineol, that's the constituent in those oils, it just should be heavily diluted when putting on skin. Otherwise it will create a reaction, rash, just like a burning sensation, things like that. Mistake number 2 is assuming that there is one, and believing there is just one essential oil company that is the best and you cannot use any other brands. That is something I really did think for a while when I started with Young Living. I don't know what it is, but they do make you think they're the only company that does it right, and they are not. And so since then, that was like probably 3 years ago, I've branched out and we use Rocky Mountain and Simply Earth the most. I do use Young Living still, and I think I'll always be a customer. Progessence Plus has my heart forever. It has changed my hormones in my cycle so much, so I don't think I can ever stop using that. And a few other things too, but it's not our primary brand that we use anymore. And so if you are a Young Living member, or a doTERRA, or a Rocky Mountain, or whatever oil brand it may be, don't think that it is the only brand that has the best oils. Mistake number 3 is some people maybe just aren't sure of the quality of essential oils. So from planting that plant to harvesting it and distilling it, everything has to be done properly. And otherwise you're just not going to get the therapeutic benefits. So the quality matters. Make sure that the brand you're using is getting the highest quality plants, organic if possible at all times, and are distilling properly and not with chemicals. Okay, number 4, I had photosensitivity, which I already talked about. So again, citrus oils will create a reaction if you go out in the direct sun after putting them on your skin. Number 5, less is more. I used to use oils neat, which just means undiluted, and now I don't. First of all, just to save money, if anything, but 2, they're just so highly concentrated. You don't need to put an undiluted oil on your skin, whether it's lavender or whatever. So just make sure you're using a roller, which just looks like this, has a little roller on the top. It just makes it, you just err on the side of caution too. But like I said, I have used oils undiluted before. It didn't kill me, obviously, but just for safety and cost, we dilute all essential oils now. Some of our favorite carrier oils to dilute are coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil, which is just liquid, jojoba oil, and rosehip oil. We've also used avocado oil. Olive oil is a carrier oil as well. Just make sure you're diluting. If you're using on your face, use either rosehip or jojoba. I would not use coconut oil on your face if you are prone to breakouts, but do your research. If you want, I can do a whole video on that. Let me know in the comments. Number 6 on my list is diffuser maintenance. And this might be obvious to some, but it wasn't to me. I have really bad tap water, and now we have filters on every faucet that we get water from. But do not use regular tap water. Make sure you're using filtered water or distilled water from the store. And that's really good for drinking too. You shouldn't really just be drinking straight tap water unless you have had it tested and it is good to go, which it probably isn't. Make sure you're using good water and also clean them regularly. I know it seems like another task, another thing you have to do, but maintaining your diffuser and keeping it clean will make it run smoothly and give you less issues in the long run. Having to replace it when it burns out or things like that. I've ruined a handful of diffusers from not using proper water and not cleaning it. Use a Q-tip, get in all the little grooves. I have a whole video on cleaning diffusers, so go search that if you want to see how I do it. But it's really easy. I just use my Thieves spray or Branch Basics, whatever non-toxic cleaning spray. Vinegar works too. Just wipe it clean and make sure you're keeping them clean. Number 7 on my list is oil and water do not mix. And so I was advised when I first started to just put a few drops of grapefruit in my water and drink it. The problem with that, well, it didn't cause any problems for me personally. But the issue with that is the oil is not diluted when you put it in water. It is still undiluted, and when you're drinking it, you're just drinking the straight oil, which could cause problems if you do it a lot, like 10 drops every single day or more than once a day. I was doing like 1 or 2 drops, so it really wasn't a problem. But don't be naive to the fact that essential oils just can't be put in a liquid that doesn't disperse it. So just be careful about ingesting oils. In my opinion, it really isn't the most effective way to use the oils anyway. In most cases, it just gets absorbed through your mouth first, and it's not really goes through your whole digestive. But anyways, be careful when you're ingesting them. Make sure it's under the care of someone that knows what they're doing, and make sure you're diluting it even when ingesting. Same goes for when you're using oils in the bathtub. Make sure you're diluting it first in a coconut or a carrier oil and then put it in your bathtub, because when you just put a drop of essential oil in your bathtub, it is just sitting there. It's not dispersing and it is not diluted, and so it could cause some reactions on your skin, especially if you're doing it for like a kid's bath. What I do is I just have this dropper bottle about this big, and I just dilute like chamomile, lavender, whatever oils I'm using at that time to put in their bath, and I dilute it in that bottle and then just drop it from that bottle into the bath. Number 8 was ingesting, which I already kind of went over. Just err on the side of caution. Don't do it unless you have to. And make sure you're diluting the oil before you ingest. And also make sure it's a safe for ingesting essential oil. And some people are totally against essential oil ingesting, which is fine, so don't do it. But if you are, just be extra careful and make sure you know exactly what you're doing. Number 9 is some essential oils can stain clothing. Like the roller I just shared, this is a blue tansy mix. This oil will stain your clothes, will stain anything that it comes in contact contact with, including your skin. It kind of rubs into your skin. But blue tansy stains, along with a couple other, like orange is like an orange tint. So don't go putting a bunch of drops of blue tansy on your dryer balls and throw it in your dryer with your clothes. Although dryer balls are super great and we do use them to keep it simple with just like lavender or nothing on them at all. But make sure you're not using an oil that will stain. Number 10 on my list is essential oils directly on open skin, like owies, bleeding skin. And this is just something, this is a personal thought, kind of a personal preference. Helichrysum is a very effective oil in stopping bleeding, and I've seen it firsthand. But just be careful. Don't just drop a straight oil onto a bleeding wound. Use caution, like put it around the area, and more importantly, just clean it really well, make sure it starts to heal, and then use the essential oils to help the healing process after the skin is no longer just like broken and bleeding, if that makes sense. And again, this is a personal preference of ours, just something that we've started to do. We do have a Bumps and Boo Boos roller that we use, and random thought, don't be scared of this video. I feel like I'm just saying like cautious, like be careful. We love and use essential oils every day. These are just common mistakes that some people might use, and again, some personal preferences. So don't let me scare you. I just want to share our experience and how we're currently using oils now that I'm a few years into using them. Number 11, the last thing on my list, not leave your essential oils unattended around kids. I have a few around the diffusers, like around the house, and Emery was never a problem with getting into things that she shouldn't have, like she never colored on the walls, but Zara is a different story. So we have had a couple, I want to say like maybe 2 issues where Zara got into a bottle of oil and it kind of just got all over her hands. So when that happens, make sure you put coconut oil or a carrier oil, like coat it, dilute it heavily with that. Don't just wash it off with water. That's not going to work. You need to put a carrier oil on first and kind of wipe it and then wash your hands. So just an FYI. That is it. Let me know if you have any questions on anything I talked about. Let me know what essential oil video you want me to film next. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. The link to shop a few in my Etsy shop will be in the description, and if I missed anything in the graphics or in the description, let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching to the end. Have a great day. Bye.